Unfortunately, I did the entire of my live last week only to upload it and find out the sound wasn't working. And the frustrating part is a lot of people were telling me the sound wasn't working, and then other people were telling me the sound was working. So I'm going to test to see if we can actually double check and find a way to almost just test this and make sure that we our sound is actually working. I don't know how this is gonna work. I don't know how well it's gonna work. So the sound is working. There we go. So basically, I just had to jump onto my own YouTube on my laptop and make sure it's working. It's fine, no problem. So straight into it. What if your post would disappear within 24 hours, but it managed to double your engagement? We've also got Pinterest has just announced sort of an AI integration within the boards, within how it's promoting new content, and TikTok may finally be getting out of all of the chaos that it's obviously been undergoing the past couple of months. So we are right back into it. So as I said, guys, I got myself fully adjusted there. As I said, guys, last week, unfortunately, I did the whole episode, or the whole live, should I say. Frustratingly enough, it was one of the best viewed ones, the best commented ones, and of course it was because there was no sound on, and there was a debate between people thinking, or there was a debate within the chat of people saying there's no sound, there was a debate of people saying there is sound, there was the debate of people saying I was doing it on purpose, there was another debate of people saying they can hear me fine. So it was very frustrating. I'd done the whole live, uploaded it, went and double checked it. Yeah, sound was not working at all. I do just want to reiterate it was not on purpose. It's not something I'm going to do. That's not ways I want to grow my channel or speak to you guys or try and fish for engagement. That's just not something that I would ever do. So yeah, just had to double check. I've jumped on my laptop. I've checked the sound. The sound is working. I'm hoping the sound's working because the frustrating thing is with lives is obviously you don't know until after. The only other time I ever had that happen was when I did a podcast and my phone died. I used to do the podcast recordings, but I used to do it with the front camera because it's 4K. Done it with the front camera wasn't working, and I basically been recorded for the final 25 minutes with nothing there. How's it going, Enrico Esperanza? How you doing, man? So the sound is working now. So I'm hoping there's no audio issues, there's no sound issues. I'm not going to watch this back later and it not be working. We can just deep dive straight into the content today. 3 main topics I want to talk about, and then just something at the end. First main one being, have you guys seen that Threads has now released Ghost Posts? How's it going, Harry? You all right, mate? Ghost posts on Threads, a massive thing. I think this will be for offers, for marketers in general, for, polls, boosting your engagement, testing loads of different content on that platform, and then using that in your evergreen content as well. Pinterest integrating AI within their boards, within how you develop your content. I'm all good, Harry, man. I'm hoping there's sound. You can hear me now. He's replied, there's sound. We're all good. If you guys don't know, last week I had a bit of a debate between my sounds. How's it going? Tweet say. I get Enrique, I think I get that right. I get Harry, I think I get that right. And then that comes up and I ain't got Scuba. But yeah, perfect now. So yeah, last week I was having a couple of issues with the sound. There was 50, some of the audience saying it was working, some saying it wasn't. Done the whole live, watched the whole thing, and the sound wasn't working. But we haven't got that problem this week, so that's great. I'm still going to run that check every single time. I basically jumped on my laptop to double check that the sound was actually working. But yeah, it's working. We're all good. No worries, Harry. Take it easy, man. And then the final one is TikTok. Looking like TikTok might finally be coming out the other end exactly how most creators wanted it to go. It's actually looking like it's going to get the deal. It's going to be put across just in time for Christmas. Funnily enough, I wonder how that come about. But if it's going to make some people money, it's going to make some people money. So we'll start on the first topic of today, which is Threads newly announced literally a couple of hours ago. I think as I jumped on Threads, Mark Zuckerberg had actually announced introducing Ghost Posts. And basically what that is a 24-hour post. So it won't stay on your content for ages. It's almost like the Threads version of Story, I guess. And But what's quite interesting from what I had seen with the time I had sort of played about with it, it looks like it goes straight to DMs. It's not like a commenting type of post, it's straight to DMs. Now, obviously, if this is for your business, if this is for your platform, whatever you're looking to grow, these are going to be huge, because obviously limited posts, limited time on post, obviously introduces FOMO straight away, because people have got limited time to watch it. I'm not a massive user of Instagram stories, if I'm being completely honest. When I'm on the platform, I tend to watch reels or swipe posts, that sort of thing. But I know people who will go through stories like mad because there's a limit on there, because their excuses are, I can watch a reel anytime, but stories are only there for 24 hours. So Threads has introduced this going straight to the DM, so you can literally be pitching pretty much instantly. I've seen a lot of people posting online, their online platforms or online courses on Threads, and some of them, I know it's social media, so you got to be a little bit careful, but some of them seem to be doing pretty well. I think with the introducing something like this, it's only going to aid their sales, it's only going to aid their engagement. You've obviously got the sales side of it because of the FOMO, because of pushing things. I do, Zainab, how's it going, my man? Of course, it's going to aid their sale, it's going to aid their offer, because, they can induce that FOMO, they can pitch it, people are coming straight to them in the DM. But also, if you're just a content creator in general, you're just trying to grow your audience, you can now sort of split test certain things, because it's not going to be on your feed for ages. I mean, don't get me wrong, your feeds on Threads, if you're anything like mine, I think I post like 30 odd times a day. So by the time I posted one thing, I've got like another 30 things up in front of me. But you can split test. Ultimately, you can now start testing your content to see what works. You can start testing CTAs. You can start testing hooks. They're not going to be there the whole time. And if they work well as a ghost post, chances are it's probably going to work well as an evergreen post as well. So you can put that up on there, keep using them. Definitely a couple of ways that these are going to work well for content creators in general, and especially, businesses that are looking to push their offers out there right in time for Christmas. Funny enough, ghost post, Halloween, so there's a couple of spin-off ideas there. That might be one I'll post later or in a minute, to be honest with you. And Meta, of course, it's very new. I do believe it's literally within the past couple of hours, so they will be testing the analytics, seeing if it's something that's going to stick around. But I always say, any platform that introduces something new, it's worth just jumping on, because they tend to favour people that are using the new features of a platform, because you're helping them get their metrics quick enough. So how's it going, Lily, how are we doing? So that's for the Threads ghost post. So of course, a couple of practical tips for you guys is you could just test posting one today, posting one, once a week or once a day, just to either split test your content, or if you've got an offer, if you're selling some sort of digital product or even some sort of physical product, trying to pitch it on there, seeing what CTAs are getting you the most engagement. And as I mentioned, from what I've seen on there at the moment, it takes them straight into your DMs. It's not like an engagement style post. It's more like, if somebody sees that offer and they want it, then they're going to go straight in for it. Favourite colour? Probably gold. Gold's going to, gold. Got to like a bit of gold, don't you? So you can always sort of track the reply rates between them and your regular posts as well. So if you notice that a ghost post has performed well, but your regular ones aren't, trying to switch it over, seeing if it will do the same sort of thing, even if you're promoting KFC, Zainab. KFC, I'm sure that's how I remember. Green. Green's a solid colour. Not a bad colour at all. Depends what shade you go for, but green ain't a bad colour by any means. So that was just the new Threads ghost post for anybody who's, like I say, selling products or trying to grow their audience on Threads. Highly recommend testing these things out, seeing what you can do with them. If you like me, I'm probably going to post 10 a day, because I just think there's massive things in volume. How's it going? Wide man 06, how we doing, bro? Yeah, if you're anything like me, I'm volume man. I like numbers, I like testing, I like just seeing how well things grow. What is your favourite holiday you should go? What's your favourite animal? Here's some good questions. Well, it's come at perfect time. So how I tend to do this, we'll do the introduction, we'll do topic 1, which was the Threads ghost post. We'll do another dive into the chat where I'm answering what my favourite things are. And then we will jump back into topic 2, which is the Pinterest AI board. So what is your favourite holiday you should go? I don't know about favourite holiday. I think I just nice because to be honest now, at this point, if I go on holiday, I've still got my laptop or I've still got my phone. So just anywhere that's chilled out. I've got a trip in a couple of weeks to the country, which is quite nice because I'm like a city boy where I am. We're literally smack in the middle of the city. So I like to, yeah, I'd like to get out to the country. What's your favourite animal? That's a tough one, man. Because there's some pretty bad animals out there. You know, like gorillas are cool, lions are cool. 6'7". Oh. I think I've told this story a couple of times, but it took me ages to find out what that old meme was, what 6'7" meant. And when I found out about it, I was trying to find out the source of it. I was trying to use it for a client. And it turns out there's like no source for it. Like somebody just started saying 6'7" and they made a meme about 6'7" and it just went like insane. Even the guy who it's about doesn't know what 6'7" means, but yeah, 6'7". But yeah, favourite animal, maybe lion. Maybe, I don't know, I like things that fly as well. It's a tough one. What's your favourite animal, Lila? Let's go with that one. What's your favourite animal? You might give us a couple of ideas before we jump straight into Pinterest, new AI boards, and how you guys can use them, how people on Pinterest can use them, how they're going to be quite good, I believe, for the holiday season coming up and selling your products. What's your favourite pet? You picked one, cat or dog? Dog, easy. Dog is the easiest. It's a dog, cat, bird, dog all day long. Dog's my next thing. I'm looking to move house within the next couple of months, and then from there I want a dog because I've been living my life too long without a dog, and I want one now. So definitely want a dog. What about you, Zainab? You're going for a cat? You're going for a dog? What are we going for? Whilst you answer that one, my friend, we're going to jump straight into topic number 2, which is Pinterest AI board. So basically, they've added AI recommendations to like the personal sort of brand boards. So the key points with this is it sort of predicts what Pinterest predicts Pinterest predicts what it thinks is going to do better with your audience. Will give you some sort of suggestions that you can sort of tag on side of your board. So, you know, if you're doing sort of holiday themes, candle themes, you know, you're trying to, like I say, I'm always going to center it around selling a product or selling like your personal brand, growing your personal brand. But it's going to basically scan your audience and start using what it thinks will perform well, giving you those suggestions and sort of creating the boards for you. Now, this is good, I'd imagine, especially for people who have got a very aesthetically pleasing product come Christmas time. That's what it's all about. If you're a local business, you know, florists, things like that, and they sell wreaths, you know, candy stores, that sort of stuff, and it's going to be something that's eye-catching, and you haven't got the time to sort of curate the entire board and make it, you know, all pretty. Pinterest can take quite a bit of time if you're not fully used to using the platform. Do you go to work out? Yeah, I tried to stick to daily. It slacked a little bit, but yeah, I do tend to work out. I'll probably do it as soon as I finish this live. Now that you've said that, because you've put me on the spot, and I got to prove that I got to be a man of my word. So yeah, I aim to at least 4 times a week, but I like to do it daily just so I'm staying fit and in shape. So that, yeah, as I mentioned, Pinterest can be quite a time-consuming platform for the guys that have ever used it. I know I put a lot of content on there in terms of sort of repurposing, but actually sitting there and creating the collages, creating the boards, it's not something that I've ever had a client that's actually been using either, to be honest. I've heard a couple of guys in my circle mention, like, main need is aesthetically sort of pleasing brands. So, you know, like car brands are going to obviously use it because cars look cool if you're doing wraps, that sort of stuff. So I've heard that it's quite good for that side of things because there's a decent bit of engagement. So I might actually have to jump in on this one myself and see what we're looking for, how we can use it, how I can get my clients to use it. What time do you go work out? Whatever time suits, to be honest, Zainab. If I'm up early in the morning and I get a decent bit done in the morning and I'm sort of looking, thinking, oh, there's not a lot for me to do, I'll work out then. 95% of the time, it's like post 8, 9 o'clock. It's like one of the last things I do. I literally work out, do my last little bits on the evening, and then I'll go to bed and start reading. That's that's my main thing I look to do. So as I say, a couple of practical tips for you guys when it comes to these Pinterest AI boards is you can start using the tag winter looks, 2025, the holiday season, gifts, that sort of stuff, to start bringing a collage and including your gift inside of there as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, just your product or just whatever you're selling. You could include sort of like a collage of loads of different things, of course, put yours at the center. Gets people asking questions, gets people potentially sharing it. If you, good idea for this one, if you've got, as I mentioned, something around flowers, around Christmas, around candy, is trying to get something that's like, a boyfriend drop gift or something like that. So, girlfriends are going to be sharing that with a boyfriend and sending it to them saying, I want this, and then going to, be asking questions. Well, what's this product here? Where do I find it? If you've got a link within the description on Pinterest as well, you can, of course, be using that. And then just monitoring whether your sort of organic, your curated boards perform better than the AI ones. Because obviously, if AI can save you, 20 minutes, half hour of curating this entire board, and it's going to deliver you the same results, use AI. Why would we not? That's the main thing. I'll just check back in the chats, but I think Mondays are a weird one, man. Like I say, I've done the same. How's it going, Zainab? I've done the same with last week, and it went mental. But I think it went mental because my audio was broken. So a lot of people are obviously commenting that. And then I've done some on different days, and they perform. They do all right on some days, and then they do less all right on others as well. So sometimes it's good when the chat's going well, because I jump in and out of it. They're the ones, if you ever look on my profile on my channel, you'll see the ones that go on to 45 minutes and 52 minutes. That's usually where the chat's going mental, because I try and, how's it going, Gabriel? I try and engage with everybody that comes into the chat in one way or another, because I don't like the idea of somebody watching this and I just ignore them because I feel ignorant. But then the other ones where you see it sticks on bang on 20 minutes or 25 minutes, they're usually the ones where the chat's not going that mental, and it's I get through all of the content and I'm like, oh, okay, now what? So yeah, just a little side note into that one, really. Basically, sometimes the chats go off all right, and then sometimes they're not. But I appreciate anybody that sort of takes the time to watch this for even 3 seconds, because there's a lot of content out there, do you know what I mean? Right, and I think that's us all caught up. Just asking about the workout. When I work out, as I say, I try and work out every day, and I think because Zainab's asked me that question, I'm going to have to work out the second I finish this live. So I'm not happy with Zainab, but I need to. I do need to. I need to get back onto doing it every single day. We'll move on to our final key topic before we move on to the sort of the Q&A, like the evergreen sort of style thing, and that is TikTok is nearing a full deal being closed. There's been lots of back and forth between China, between the US. How's it going, Benjamin? You're all right, mate? Between China, the US, UK, what's going on with TikTok? Is somebody going to come in and buy it? It's looking like they're going to be stable. I am not Muslim, my friend. No, I am a Catholic. I'm a practicing Catholic as well, so I try my best to 6, 7. Am I in a meme now? Have I gone viral? I'm going to just do that. That's going to be my introduction. And we just keep coming in and saying 6, 7. At some point, somebody's going to make a short of it, and I'm going to go viral. Or I might just get a new hoodie, 6, 7, and I'll be part of it. That's so tough. What's that one? So tough. Do 6, 7. I don't know how you do 6, 7. I don't know if it's a dance, or I don't really, if I'm being honest, I didn't really spend too much time going. I saw one version of the meme, I guess it was, and then after that I was like, I ain't got a clue what to do. Just wave your hands. 6, 7. Done. Is that right? No, I'm not Muslim, Zainab. I'm a Catholic. Is what? 2 hands, 1 up, on down. 6, 7. Am I viral now? Is that it? Am I on TikTok? Am I TikTok famous? So speaking of TikTok famous, I'll go back to the main talking point, which is basically they're looking like they're closing the deal just in time for Q4, just in time for some people to make a lot of money, it will seem, because TikTok shop's going to be fully set up. Investors aren't going to be slowing down. Everybody's going to be, revamping up their campaigns, blowing the dust off any campaigns that they had paused. They can now sort of start redoing with new creative, ideally sort of Black Friday to Christmas with your hands out normal. palms in the air. I think I'm done with that one now. I think the 6, 7 things, bro, is onto nothing. Okay, there we go. So I think ultimately it's coming perfect timing for creators that are obviously on TikTok shop. The certain aspects of it coming in around about the Black Friday time, around about the Christmas time. There's going to be a lot of creative, I can see a lot of people, a lot of businesses that might have been hesitant to put too much into TikTok ever since the ban happened. I think it was a couple of months ago where everybody's TikTok just got wiped completely. Like everybody lost everything. And you saw all of the big brands and the big creators sort of panicking. I think now, once it's finalised, I don't think anybody will be too quick just in case there's any hiccups along the way. But once it is finalised, I think we'll start seeing a massive, massive push onto, the ad spend on TikTok, on, people launching multiple campaigns, across the board, brands launching multiple campaigns, creators sort of jumping wherever they can. I think the influx in creator spend will be insane, brand deals and that sort of stuff. Once it's fully finalised, will be massive. So if you are selling a product or your services, it's definitely going to be worth sort of getting, just have it in the back of your head. If you're creating your ads, if you're thinking of new creative and you've not been sort of posting it back onto TikTok, it's definitely going to be worth thinking of revamping it back up, potentially looking to do some collaborations with some micro influencers to say it's, to start boosting it, to start giving it that the attention that ultimately TikTok can deserve, because it's got, I'm sure it's close to 1 billion users or something insane like that. And in terms of video, it's probably the top short form video. It's got to be at least, well, we know it's at least top 3, but I'd probably say it's even higher than that. So those are the 3 sort of main key news topics. So we had the Threads Goes post, which was released, I believe, literally today, or a couple of hours ago. We've got Pinterest AI boards, so that helping you with your creative on Pinterest, and then TikTok, the deal is coming closer. I'll just go through the chats. I think we're trying to get, say, I 10 time. No, because I don't know what that means, but if I don't know what it means, I can't do it. 6, 7, I can guess what that means, and I think it's just a dance. But yeah, that say I 10 time, I ain't got a Scooby what that means, my friend. So the main thing I wanted to talk on today, the sort of evergreen topic or the Q&A topic, or just the final sort of talking point, is embracing rapid change without burnout. So, as we all know, platforms they're evolving weekly. Creators have got to adapt, brands have got to adapt, businesses, marketers, we've all got to adapt. And it can be very daunting when there's big updates, there's big news drops, there's, new platforms as well can be a big one. Because I know with the new recent sort of AI platforms that have come out here, Sora 2, and everybody's feeling like rushed to get onto the platforms. And all I'd say to that, and how I tend to deal with it, is it is simply about being sort of consistent, and building the reps up onto those platforms. So spending a little bit of time learning the platform, not committing it fully into your routine straight away. So I know when I first started my sort of massive content push of like 130 pieces of content a day, I had experience on all of the other platforms first. I knew about TikTok, I knew about Instagram, I knew about YouTube. I knew sort of where I wanted to post. I knew the sort of content that I was happy repurposing across the board without reinvesting too much of my time before my team takes hold of it. Same with the likes of X, written posts, LinkedIn. Having a base understanding of a platform first before you sort of push it and flood it full of your own content, or before you introduce it into your full-on sort of content funnel or content system, is going to just make you feel much more calmer. It's going to make you feel much more in control if you do decide to take it. And I don't feel pushed to jump on every single platform, because it's been over the years, there's so many social media platforms that some have come in and been Goliaths, likes of Instagram, Snapchat, but then some have come in and sort of faded into the distance. And they're fading into the distance that quick that I can't actually remember what some of them are, but I'm sure it was a couple of years ago now, where there was loads of sort of like Instagram and TikTok like lookalikes literally trying to do the exact same thing, but they just didn't really get anywhere. I don't know if they didn't get the ad push behind them, or if they sold them, and then TikTok, Instagram just let them die just so they didn't have competition. It can be quite concerning. It can be, you know, worrying when you're seeing all of this coming out. Where do I start? But if you've already got a consistent routine, I'd personally myself, I'd look at integrating, testing the platform out first. So testing a couple of posts, seeing a couple of, you know, a couple of ways you can use it. Is it a video one? Is it a photo one? Is it text? Is it all three? Can you combine them all together? Seeing whether your target audience is going to be on there. Because again, if you're focusing towards the older generation, then the likes of Snapchat and things like that aren't going to be the platform for you to go to, because it's a younger generation that's on there. So seeing what the demographic is, seeing if it's actually worth your time. And then what you could always do is just put it on a trial run. Put it on a trial run and say, right, I'm going to post on there daily, one post a day for the next 30 days. I'm going to see what I get, or the next 60 days, the next 90 days. I'm making the content anyway. It's not going to be the end of the world if I just repurpose it on there. Or if it's an AI platform, I do believe they're pretty easy. The prompts are pretty sort of generic. I guess trying to find a way to make the prompts actually sellable, or making the content actually sellable. But a lot of the time, you get the attention, you can redirect people to a different platform, you know, something like Instagram or your email list. It's going to help. The best thing is keeping that consistency, and just remembering that just because something's new and everybody's jumping on it doesn't mean it's going to be around like a lot of the bigger platforms are, and it doesn't mean you should divert all of your attention from your key platform onto all of these brand new things because AI is going to take over the world, and because this platform's really new and I saw this celebrity endorsing it. It doesn't mean that all of your attention should just be diverted. Now, be aware of it, of course, test it out, see what it's like. Most platforms, I mean, most social media platforms are free. If they're not free, I don't really see the point, because there's that many free, game over. There's that many free platforms. I don't see why you would make a social media platform and charge for it now, unless you're doing a premium option. Obviously, the likes of Instagram and X do. So you can afford to spend a little bit of your time, spare time, or, you know, do a little bit of research on it, and then, can you tell Oscar to shut up? No idea where Oscar is, my friend. And you can test it out and work it out, but don't feel overwhelmed just because there's so many different things and so many different platforms and so many different, you know, people, especially with AI at the moment. I feel like AI gets so overwhelming because there's new updates all the time. There's new tools coming out all the time. Every single person you speak to that doesn't know about AI or isn't using AI will tell you that AI is taking over and it's going to take your job. And every single person that, you know, uses AI and you have an actual conversation with it doesn't have that concern at all. If anything, it's going to help people who are helping themselves by learning it. So don't get overwhelmed by it. Don't start thinking that you have to learn every single aspect of AI, social media. Pick what has worked well for you. Pick a platform a day or a platform a month. Start honing in, seeing what type of content's working, seeing what content works for your brand. Because that's the difference as well. Is some brands are going to suit being on certain platforms. Not all brands are going to be worth being on every single one of them, because it's not worth the time. It's not worth, if there's no sort of reinvestment from it. I think it's worth testing, but testing in moderation, not overburdening yourself. And of course, I'm just sat there saying bad things about AI, but there are tools that can reduce the repetition. There are tools you can use to help you in automation, to help you sort of set up the repurposing. So you create a single piece of content, or you might recreate it. You know, you might create a piece of content, recreate it one more time, you know, just different format, different layout, post it onto sort of 2 different channels, and then it can repurpose it onto other formats there as well. So just don't let it all, because it's going to be the same every single year. There's new things going on. The AI space, I do not see slowing down anytime soon. I think we're in the baby years of it, if I'm being completely honest. I'm sure the first AI tools were released like something like 3 years ago. The first like ChatGPT and that sort of stuff were released like 3 years ago. That's nothing when you think of where the internet was after 3 years. It's literally baby steps. So there's going to be plenty to come up with, but just don't let it sidetrack you. Don't let it over worry. I'd say spend a bit of time with it. If you've not used AI whatsoever, if you've not put any prompts together, if you've not tried to, you know, create any piece of content with it, any scripting with it, any sort of plans or back and forth or conversations with it, it's absolutely going to be worth testing and worth getting to know and how it can benefit your life. But it doesn't even have to be in the content creation space. I know I've used it for things like workouts, I've used it for things like diets, I've used it for things like planning trips. I know people use it for planning trips like all the time, and it is genuinely, it's just a well usable tool that is applicable all the time. So a little tip I got told is, like, everything you used to Google, now just chat GPT and just see like what the difference is and start building that up. The one thing I've always mentioned is the difference between a Google and a GPT or a chat GPT or whatever AI software you use is chat GPT creates all the chats. So I Google quite a lot because I want to know things like quick. If I hear something I don't know, if I hear a word I don't know, or if I hear a certain phrase or a certain, when they shorten the words down, so it could be like KPI. If I hear something like that, I'm like, I want to know what that means. And I will use Google, mainly because it won't open up a new chat in Google. 9 times out of 10, it's in the same browser. So that's the one downside with quick Googles or quick checks. But if you want to do a deep dive into something, 100% chat GPT all the way. So that's just the main thing, is just embrace the rapid change. Don't let it burn you out. Don't let it worry you, because at the end of the day, if you're chasing all the latest trends every single time, trying to jump on every single one of them, you're never going to master sort of any of them. Your time's going to be well served focusing on one thing, being aware, being up to date. That's exactly what these lives are for. We'll go through the top trends and try and keep you guys up to date on it. But you don't feel like you have to jump on every single one of them, depending on what your brand is and what your business is centered around. That's what's going to matter most. Rather than jumping on everything, jump on what's going to be best suited for your brand. So, as I say, just to wrap those key things up, we had the Threads Goes post released today, so definitely go and check those out. We had the Pinterest AI boards to help you with your creative on Pinterest. TikTok looking like it's closing the deal. And then just don't get burnt out, don't get stressed out, don't get worrying about having to jump on all of the new latest things. It's not something worth worrying about. Just stay consistent, keep turning up, keep building up your routine. And then if you feel like you want to test something out and add something to your routine, you don't think it's going to stress you out too much, do it, by all means, do it. But these lives, I never sort of stress about the lives. Right now we've got 3 viewers. At some point we had 20 viewers, and at loads of points we have 0 viewers. So it's not something I stress out about. It's something that I enjoy doing. It makes me better as a marketer. It's good to engage with you guys, and it's just part and parcel of social media. So enjoying the journey is probably one of the biggest key points you can take from anything, no matter what you do. And it sounds so corny, but just truly, just enjoy the journey, have fun with it, because if you're not having fun with it, what are we doing it for? Do you know what I mean? That's the main thing. So I've been Callum Richards. I am the owner of CRSOCIALS, obviously a channel name as well. These lives are just mainly about keeping you guys up to date with the latest social media marketing news, how you can use it in your business. We obviously touch on a couple of topics as well. Appreciate anybody that's watching, that's watched, or that watches it in the future. Truly appreciate your time. Do these twice a week, so anytime you want to tune in, just subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next update, because I assume it sends you an update if I go live, but I could be wrong. Other than that, take care, enjoy the rest of your day.